I am the Headless Headhunter, a corporate recruiter here to review your resumes to get you ahead of your job search. So the first resume we have up is a game developer in the UK. The problem with this is I only found 16 jobs with the title of game developer in the UK, and that is not really enough to get an aggregate list of keywords. So these keywords may be slightly incorrect. They have said they use some kind of AI to build the resume and keyword targeting for feature for jobs. So I really hope that thing is good, because these, even though these may or may not be it, there's only like 16. So they have, is there anything else? All right. So typically the reason I don't like AI resume building is not because recruiters are some magical AI detecting creatures. We cannot, realistically, the problem is we cannot tell the difference between a bad resume and an AI generated resume. And that's kind of the issue, is both of them are bad. A AI generated resume is usually the equivalent of a bad resume. So let's see what they did here. Also, if you are in the UK, I don't know if you want to put Indian citizen. This is specifically in the US. You only want to put your citizenship status if you are a US citizen or green card holder, or alternatively, if you may need a very small summary explaining how they can work with your visa. I have no idea how important that is in the UK. I'm a US-based recruiter, but I'm going to guess, based on my knowledge, you probably don't want to just put that up there, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. So, all right, so for a game dev, the first thing is we have a Doctor of Philosophy. That's not really related. Master of Science in Game Development. That could be. So your formatting is not good. And I think you should probably leave off your doctorate, because I don't know how that's really going to help. And again, I don't have a lot of experience in game dev, but you want your resume to look like this regardless of your industry. The only exception is if you're a high-level manager or you have very, very, very chaotic job history. But this is the best format for, I'd say, like 90% of applicants. So you should definitely use it. All right. So again, this is too long. This should, even if you keep this education, this should all fit in 3 lines. And realistically, I don't know if you really need the bachelor's if you've already graduated with the master's. It seems sort of redundant to keep this here. So, experience. This is a nightmare to read. Why do you write it like this? Okay. Taught 900 plus hours of programming, video game programming. Also, the keywords. Sorry. The keywords that I did find are Java, OOP, C#, CI/CD, whatever these are, Vulkan, DirectX, Unreal, Unity, and they do want to see that you've done some games. So take those with a grain of salt, but I'd still be looking for something at least in that ballpark. So some kind of coding stuff. Taught 900 hours of programming. What kind of programming? Video game programming. What kind of programming? I don't know the exact keywords, but I do know they are going to want to know specifically what kind of programming. One of them specifically said Java. The other said Java. So what kind of programming? I don't know. And attained ambassador status. What is ambassador status? I don't know. This is not just formatted wrong. It's very difficult to read, and I don't think it makes any sense, which is probably why what happens when you use AI. Like, this is what an AI generated resume is it's bad. That's why. So maybe this person didn't use AI, but it's as bad as an AI generated resume. So AI has a lot of uses. I do not think it has any use in the resume creation process. Mentor, junior teaching assistants, 7+ years. I mean, this could be it, but the formatting is awful. It's really hard to actually read this. Create 2D games, tilted side scrollers using a proprietary Microsoft Market platform. Okay, so it is Make Code. Is that it? With a built-in code review. It also established curricula. Okay, I'm assuming that's like curriculum, but in the UK. For Roblox and Minecraft. I mean, this could be not terrible, but it's terrible. Also, this is weird that this is the second resume I'm reviewing that has Minecraft, or that has Roblox in it. Assisted teaching about what kind of technologies you did not tell me. Shared code. Yeah, there's like nothing here. And this is why AI resumes fail, which is probably going to be the title of this video, is they don't give us anything. They're so non-specific that they give me nothing, right? Like, I even if they had any kind of coding here, right? But they'd have to tell me what kind. Like if they said Python or Unity or I don't know, Ruby on Rails, whatever, I would at least know what kind of coding they're doing. But they didn't. So this has nothing. I have nothing here, and it's so hard to read that even if there is something here, I've probably missed it. So fix the formatting, because this is not good. And please do not use AI for your resume. AI has a lot of uses. There's a lot of cool uses for AI. I'm not anti-AI. I am anti-AI in the resume generation process because it's indistinguishable from a bad resume. And if you did not tell me this was AI, I would have just thought it was a regular bad resume, and that is the problem. There is no difference between a bad resume and an AI-generated resume. And even if I can't tell the difference, it's still not going to work because it doesn't have what I would need to move forward. So I hope that has been helpful for you, even if I couldn't get the direct keywords. But there's nothing here that I would want, even if there were, like, I cannot see where the keywords would be. So if you need more help, stop on my live stream, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. PST, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out, and you can submit your resumes below. This is all free, and let's go to the next resume. This is a resume review of a mechanical engineer. So, also for the last resume, by the way, I forgot to mention that had a 150-to-1 ratio. So it's not only did I think that resume looked bad, and not just had bad content, which is more important. People that were like trying to get them interviews also did. So, because they got like nothing, and 150-to-1 is 150 applications to one interview. So, if you want to send out 150 plus applications to get an interview, use AI. But otherwise, use my method. Although there are like 1 or 2 AI tools I do believe can be beneficial for the job search, it's just not specifically in creating the resume. I've not seen a resume creation AI specifically that does the job well. So, all right. So the biggest thing with mechanical engineering, and this person is applying specifically in Georgia or Florida, which is what I looked for. So the big thing is the industry. So like aerospace or HVAC, or, you know, basically what type of industry are you in? And, oh wow, I misspelled brakes. And the type of stuff that you're actually repairing or fixing or creating. So in this case, like engines or brakes or HVAC. I mean, HVAC could kind of be for both, but engines, brakes, coolant, fluids, automobiles, that kind of stuff. So not just the industry those would be in, but the specific part, which is kind of like software engineers where you need to be very specialized. The other things that are going to be common is CAD, AutoCAD, Autodesk, Revit. You don't necessarily need CAD and AutoCAD. Usually if you just have one, you're good. But Autodesk, Revit was in a bunch. 2D and 3D, like design software, MS Office products, and degree. So this is what we're going to be looking for. So I don't necessarily need to see this specifically. I just need to know what industry and what type of stuff you're working on, because that is where it's going to change a little bit. So your formatting is off. Do not have everything bolded. Only this should be. This should not be bolded. This should not be bolded. The more you bold in the resume, the worse your chances, because it makes it so much harder to read in the 15 seconds we have. So, master's in mechanical engineering, that's fine. Bachelor's in mechanical engineering, okay. So these should be in 2 lines total. So it should be 1 line for the master's, 1 line for the bachelor's, because I don't see any reason this should be 4 lines total. I don't know what control and dynamics is, or this, but maybe, but it should just be 2 lines total. So, graduate research, robotics, develop a pop slam system. Okay, cool. What is this? I don't know. Also, if you are a U.S. citizen or green card holder, you should put your U.S. citizenship and the city and state you're applying to, because it's very possible that they may think you are from out of the country, and you want to remove that bias. So you want to remove that bias before, because people can be discriminatory. So put your citizenship status or green card status, if you are one, up at the top here, which is where it is. So phone number, email, LinkedIn, or portfolio, or GitHub, depends on the industry, then the citizenship status, and then city and state. If you are not a green card holder or citizen in the United States, you should put, instead of your visa status there, you should have a very brief summary explaining how they can work with that, because it's very probable that the recruiters, even if they are able to work with that visa, they are not aware of how to. Because the actual amount of visa hires most candidates do are very low. So, yeah, but I don't know what this is. What is soft robotics and bionics? I assume you make like robots, and but I don't know what kind, so this doesn't tell me anything. Like individually, some of these may be keywords. It's entirely probable, but you kind of need to describe your industry first. This is where a summary bullet point is very useful. Is it tells you us what it is. Like I don't know what robotics and bionics lab are. Like maybe I would be recruiting for it and I wouldn't know. What is SLAM research? Yeah, so this is, see, sensors is good because sometimes they want us to find stuff with sensors. So, and 3D tracking is, but chances are they've missed the 3D one. So, and that's not the kind. We kind of want 3D design software, not just 3D. So there's basically nothing here. Maybe there would be one or two for specifically robotics, but it's probably not going to get found. Advanced SLAM visual for quad reel robots. ROS, again, you just tell me like robots, but what industry? Is this like automated robots for the aerospace? Is it automated robots for HVAC? I don't know. And you don't tell me. Developed an automation tool. Again, nothing here. Created 3D models. SolidWorks. There we go. And conduct. So here's the problem. You are proud of this stuff, and I don't blame you, right? But this right here, this is your best bullet point I've seen. None of this is as good as this in particular. Technical skills don't matter. Again, you have to have them in the bullet points. Key project achievements, again, I don't think they'd understand what those achievements are, and you kind of already went over them here. Professional affiliation, this could actually be useful. I think this is useful because sometimes if you have somebody from the same like college or event or space or sorority, they would know what that is and it would give you a bonus. And at the very bottom, you have your languages. I actually need those. You say English, Hindi, and Korean. Do you know how hard it is to search for people with actual like bilingual, multilingual? That is the gold standard. That should be all the way up here between your contact information or after your city and state and before your education. You absolutely need to put those languages. We would very much love that. The languages you know are very important. So this is a bad resume because you don't really tell me what I need. The only thing I really saw was AutoCAD. I saw 2D and 3D, but SolidWorks, not AutoCAD. But yeah, I saw 3D and 2D, but those are really more for like design things. So it's like 3D designs and 2D designs. So you really should just kind of redo all of this. You need to use this format, and it tells me nothing about what you did because you're too smart for the people that are going to probably be reviewing it. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a senior software engineer. What kind? I don't know. Which is maybe the problem. Okay, actually this looks like Python, and which is very good. So let me get the Python keywords up because when you submit it, you really do want to be specialized. I don't know why companies do this, but companies really, when you're a software engineer, they want you to be specialized in a stack. I have no idea why. That's just a thing, but it does look like this is Python. So the first thing is, and before anything else, the biggest problem with this resume is it was a JPEG. And there's a lot of misinformation about, oh, will the ATS accept my resume, blah, blah, blah. But if your resume is in a PDF or doc format or whatever the Google one is, I think that's DocX or something, it's fine. The ATS will read it. It may not parse it right, but we can just upload the actual form and look at it and it'll be great. So, if it's a JPEG, the ATS may not actually parse it or read it. So you do not want to send in a JPEG. Now, maybe you just deleted your previous information to send it for me. That's okay. But I did want to warn you that if you send in a JPEG, you may not get seen because it may not load. So, but PDF or Word, both are fine. Which is better? It doesn't really matter. All right. So, certs. Where's your education? Your education should be up here. The technologies, this doesn't matter. This could. Co-inventor of a patent might matter a lot. It depends on what that is, and that's actually really cool. But you should put your education up at the top. Yeah, especially... Okay, yeah, your education needs to be up at the top. It's actually at the very bottom. People can't see it. But you even graduated like a couple of years ago, so it's not even a long time ago. Your education needs to be up top. I don't know. You do not need this technology section. The patent, you might. But what I would do is basically wrap this up like this. Education and certs. So you have your education, then you have your certificate, and then you have your patent. And then that should be good. So, on to this. Senior software engineer. Blocked the provisioning of over 40K misconfigured cloud. Cloud is good. By adding prevented control into using Python. Python is good. The rest of this I don't care about. So, I'm going to guess this is a Python dev. And what I'd be looking for is Python, SQL, Docker, Kubernetes, Django, Flask, Cloud, RESTful or fast APIs, Git, CI/CD, and bonuses for full stack DevOps, MLOps, all object-oriented programming, and multi-threading. Improve the effectivity of cloud by AWS, and then that's it. So an API. So the problem with this is there's only 3 keywords here, and you need more. All right, protected customer data, blah, 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 across 7 AWS, good. Yeah, it's just a lot of AWS, which is good. Like, AWS is good, but I need more. Like, where's the Docker, the SQL, the Kubernetes, the Django, the Flask? And it might be that you're not a Python dev, but they're going to assume you're a Python developer. Design and implemented a trading system in AWS using RESTful APIs, good, Python. Large scale, don't care. Android, Pori algorithm. Yeah, there's like not a lot here. And also, I would not put failed startup and co-founder. I would just put engineering lead. Having your own company is a red flag. I don't agree with that, but it has been an absolute nightmare as a recruiter to get anybody an interview if they have a self-started company on their resume. The exception is for primarily contracting jobs like graphic designers. Some industries are, sorry about that, I kicked the desk. Some industries are specifically only like self-companies and LLCs, but you don't want to put this. I wouldn't even put failed startup. I would just put engineering lead and then put the company name. And then have it end at August 2023 so your timelines match, even if you went further. But regardless of that, you need more keywords. I don't know. I think you're a Python dev, but I don't know. You have a lot of AWS, which is good, but I need more. If you're Python, I need this stuff because this is how companies hire. I'm not going to here to argue about if it's valid or a good strategy, but this is just how they work. So that is how the game is played. I cannot judge if it is successful or not because I cannot code. So those are what you need to do. I don't know your ratio because you didn't tell me. So and that's all I can really do on this. So fix the formatting, fix the bullet points, just delete the co-founder, just put engineering lead, and then at the bottom, instead of when you graduated, I would put status graduated because it's a little weird with all the stuff you've done. So yeah, that's what I suggest. I should give you a better ratio, which I don't know what they are right now. And let's go to the next resume. This is not a resume review. This is a success story. So this person was a human resources generalist, and I reviewed their resume, and they came back and let me know after they used my new template, they went from 150 to about 2 interviews in a single week. Now, they just started using it sort of recently, so we don't know their exact ratio, but 2 interviews in a week for HR is huge because this is not a good industry right now. So this is the resume that is, or at least one version of it that got success. So we're just going to check to see how it is based on that. But this is proof my methods work. So we're going to look for HRIS platforms in Microsoft Office, MS Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. Or also, which I forgot to say, is HRMS. Some companies want HRIS and some companies want HRMS. But yeah, HRIS should still be sufficient for a lot of them, but if you can put both, it's better. Or alternatively, just do like that. That way you have both. So number of employees your past companies have had, about a ballpark. HR best practice and employment law. relations, staffing and payroll, talent acquisition, industry, and ATS. And a bonus is any HR cert. So here's your HR cert. Here's the graduate. That's good. HR business partner. We know exactly what you did. Align HR strategy with business goals. Good. By leading 8-member teams. We know what they do. Good. And we know how big it is. Recruitment, executive performance, retention, leadership development for 3,600. Good. In a highly matrixed, I don't know if there's a slight difference between matrixed and cross-functional, but both should work, so this is good. That already tells me what you did, where it was, and how many people. Automated salary verification, which is going to be payroll for 1,000 employees using Excel. Boom. And Power BI. I don't know if Power BI is there, but it's still nice. Improving data accuracy. Led pilot launch of an applicant tracking system. Oh, you led the launch of it. That's huge. They love that. ATSs are not usually plug and play. They take months and months to do everything with. To monitor workflows, execute 100 cycles, cross-functional teams, ATS, SLAs. Only slight thing is before SLAs, put the full name and then in parenthesis put SLAs, because it's possible they don't know what that is, and I know that word and I'm blanking on the word right now. After this video I'm going to be like, that's what SLAs are. So design and launch to SharePoint can be 15 offices. So good. This is what we're looking for. They showed us how many employees they had. They show me if they did employee relations, they did staffing, and they did payroll. They did an ATS. I think my only thing would be the HRS would be here, maybe a little higher up, because that's pretty important and arguably a little bit more than the ATS itself, but overall still good. I got what I need. Like, this is why the first half of the first page of your resume is the most important, because if you get what you need here, I don't need to look at the rest of it. Why? I got what I need. So this is proof that my formatting and bullet points work, and these are very good bullet points. I really like a lot of these. So this is how you write them. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a help desk / entry IT role. I say entry IT role because help desk can also be called a couple of other names like IT support. And yeah, there's a little bit of a difference between them, but typically the keywords are going to be close enough. So this person's formatting is off, but they told me that in the process of trying to submit it to me, it messed up the formatting. So this is not what it's going to look like on the candidate. So I'm not going to harp on this stuff because it was just in sending it to me, it messed up. But I will here, because I don't think it messed up here. This should be one line, and it should not be bolded, and nothing here should be bolded, and there should not be this thick line in between education and work experience. So there's a reason there's no line here, and it's just easier to read, but the rest of the formatting, it just messed up on their end. So what we're going to be looking for, and we don't know their ratio, is Mac OS, Linux, Android, Windows. Basically, what is the environment that you worked in? And this can also translate to like non-tech stuff. Like if you're doing help desk for other stuff, they just want to know like what it is you're doing. Slack, Zoom, Google Workspace, it's always, that's what they use. They want to know you have it. Your education, which is up top, customer service, networking, IP, troubleshooting. Troubleshooting is huge. I really, really want to see troubleshooting and customer service. So those are arguably one of the bigger ones, because that is what you're going to be doing most of your day. Multitask and meet deadlines, Microsoft Office suites, and a bonus, but not mandatory, is CompTIA A+. I think that's what that is, Microsoft Certified Desktop Support. So let's see what they have. And again, I don't know the ratio. So order fulfillment, process via customers via app. Okay, I don't care about any of that. What? This is not... What do you mean order fulfillment? Order fulfillment is not a thing. Like, I don't know if you used AI or not, but I know some job descriptions have it like this. Don't write your resume like this. Don't have this thing up here and then it there. I don't even know what this is called. It just makes it harder to find. But there's nothing here in this first that I really care about, but it could be a summary bullet point. But you also, but I also don't know what operations are here. I assume, like, you handed people boxes. That's what that reads like. I don't know if that's right or not. Track and manage stock levels, shelf life. Again, I don't care about that. I don't care about warehouse order optimization, short order accuracy. Yeah, I don't see. This is the only one I could care about, right? Like, a customer service job is good on your resume because having customer service is what a lot of stuff is. So this bullet point in particular could have been good, but it isn't. Ensure order accuracy and handle substitutions through effective communication problem solving tells me nothing. I don't want to know that. What I want to know is handled X amount of orders while providing customer service to customers and ensure X and Y. But realistically, you've been here since January, and I don't think there's anything you need here. You could just delete this. I think deleting this would probably be better. Yeah, I think deleting this will be better. I don't think this adds anything. And again, a gap is not a huge deal. Candidates overemphasize how much a gap is. Candidates think a gap is worse than we do. So you should probably just delete that. Here, maybe this was just a formatting thing, but I don't know why you have this twice. Unless you meant to put, yeah, I don't understand job to location and then here. So this is weird, but provide excellent customer service to event. Or you can't just say you provide excellent customer service. You have to tell me how you did it. I can't just say I provided customer service. Cool. How? By providing customer service. How? It doesn't work. You have to say, ensured customers were content with their purchase by engaging in small talk, upselling when needed, and troubleshooting their problems. But there's nothing here that has help desk or IT support. And you could, right? Like, how? You just need more. Coordinated and manage the inventory of AV equipment, functionalist and ready for that. Again, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for specific equipment. Like, even if the help desk is not specifically for IT, I would need to know what kind of equipment. Was it, what is AV equipment? I assume audiovisual, but like, is it speakers? Is it instruments? Is it trombones? I don't know. You did not tell me. Organize and maintain storage area. I don't care about that. How did you document it? How did you maintain? You don't tell me anything. This is the problem. I don't know if this is AI or not, but this is what an AI reads, is there's nothing here. I need to know how. How you did it and why you did it is as important as what you did. And I don't even know what you did. You just really tell me, no, you only tell me, I don't even know what you're telling me. There's just nothing here. Because this is the stuff I'd be looking for. And you can show, like, customer service jobs. That's okay. Succeeding in a customer service job, even if it's not related to the industry, can have a cross-functional skill. But this doesn't give me anything. So, yeah, I don't know. There's nothing here I could use. So we had in this video a good success, a couple of bad resumes, and we ended it on this one. I wish the order would have been reversed, but whatever. So if anybody needs any more help, please, keep watching these videos. I'm glad to help you, and if you need to come on my Twitch chat, that's where I do this stuff live. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. PST till about 2 at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter, and I will see you in the next video, and I want to make sure that you get ahead of your job search.